Good morning. Oh, that's what Luca was looking at. My hair is absolutely crazy this morning. It is Friday morning. We have PT in like 40 minutes. So normally Kevin's here on Fridays and the weekends, but he's currently on a plane to Tennessee for a bachelor trip. One of his friends that he knew when he was like in his like college era years is getting married. So they put together a bachelor trip in the mountains, which slightly jealous, but it's okay. So that's where he is this weekend. So that means that it's just me and Lou here by ourselves this weekend, minus my mom's gonna come hang out with us. So today I'm trying to get done all of my stuff that I need to get done around the house because tomorrow my mom and I plan to go gallivanting. There's two really good looking estate sales in Jacksonville. So tomorrow morning my mom's gonna head here. We're gonna do lunch and then we're gonna pack up for the day and head into Jacksonville and hit up those two estate sales. See if we see anything else while we're out and about that we want to pull into. So I'm excited to take you guys along to that because I don't know why. I knew this was going to happen, but I wasn't ready for it to happen. They called us last week, towards the end of the week. I think on Wednesday they called us and they said, hey, when can we come do your floor, cabinets, and tile? And Kevin was like, well, it has to be a Friday so I can be there. And they were like, all right, how about July 3rd? And he was like, July 4th weekend? No, like absolutely not. So they're coming the following Friday. So that means I have until then to kind of figure out what I want to do with the pantry because everything's going to be pulled out of the pantry. So it's going to be perfect for a pantry reset. Oh, what was that? Who are you talking to? He's very into saying his S's. He loves S words like shoes. Yesterday he was saying dude. Also, his new thing that he does is like he's talking, but nothing's coming out. He's just like making mouth, but it looks like he's talking. It's the funniest thing. So anyhow, back to this weekend. Tomorrow, I'm trying to get everything done around the house today because tomorrow we're probably going to be out of the house after lunch. So I'm hoping Luca can get in one good nap tomorrow morning and then hopefully he gets good sleep tonight. And he only needs like one nap tomorrow. So we'll see. Tomorrow I'm also going to make the chicken and dumplings casserole for my mom. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, come along with me on my first weekend here alone at the house. I say alone, but my mom's gonna be here off and on. We're going to finish breakfast. I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. I've had my coffee. Oh, and side note, the coffee today, I accidentally let more butter fall into it and it was really good. So I'm thinking of trying to remake it later down the road and letting it cool completely before putting it in the fridge. And then hopefully the butter won't form back into butter. And it'll stay incorporated because this morning, the flavor that I got was butterscotch. Almost. Like it was almost there, but it was good. It was different than the other coffee creamers I've been having. So, all right, I gotta go. But I'll catch back up with you probably maybe during Luca's first nap. All right, Luca just woke up from his first nap. I was like trying to figure out if I wanted to do a Walmart pickup order for our groceries this weekend because I want to stay on track with like our grocery shopping and all of that, but I feel like grocery shopping with Luca by myself is overwhelming, and why do it if I can just do curbside pickup? So I was gonna do Walmart, but then I was looking and Publix just has a bunch of deals that we were getting. So then I looked at Publix curbside pickup, which they don't offer, but like Instacart will shop for you and then offer it. So I just put in that order. But I knew that Kevin was going to be gone this weekend, so I've tried to plan a little something special or have something special to give Luca every day to kind of keep him happy. And what I did for today, Walmart has these little tiny pools that are like 2 foot by 2 foot. So I got that. And then I got a bag. I got 2 bags of these balls. These are not the best, but interesting enough, they don't have any holes in them, so I'm wondering if they will be a little more crush proof. They're very thin, but they were very cheap for the 2 packs of balls. These stupid balls are stupid expensive. So this took a bag and a half of the balls, and I'm gonna go grab him and we're gonna see what he thinks about that. I think we're gonna play with that for a little bit before we have lunch, and then maybe we'll do lunch first. Because our Publix pickup order is going to be ready between 1:30 and 2:30, and it's 12 now, so it takes me about 30 minutes to get there. So I think by the time we do lunch, clean up, pack up, we'll see. What is that? What is that? Ugh. What is that? Have you ever seen so many balls in your life? What do you think? Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you love it? Are you loving it? Oh no, are we over it? It's a perfect size little pool for you. I think this pool was like $4, and I think the balls were like $25 total for 2 of the bags of them. And like I said, this only took like 1.5, maybe 1 1/4 of the bags. So I think it was a good little hit, and it fits perfectly in our couch because these sides aren't super stable. Obviously, it's just a blow-up pool, but with it being up against the walls of the couch, it's able to keep him in it. All right, so I just made Luca some pouches, but I misplaced my phone and just realized it was in Luca's room. So, I used 2 apples, a handful of spinach, a mango, and a peach for this week's pouches. I gave them to him in his new silicone pouch things, and he's more interested in twirling it around and playing with it than eating it. So I guess that's the downfall to these pouches. I tasted it, it's very delicious. It smelled kind of tart in the blender, but it's actually really good. I was worried because the Instacart lady, when she picked out my bananas, picked me out 4 green ones, and I needed them today for the smoothie to sweeten it. But I ended up doing the peach and the smoothie anyhow, and it sweetened it fine. So, here, let me see this. Here, you drink it. Anyhow, I'm making him pasta. I'm gonna have leftovers from last night. I know you want more, but you just want to play with it more. Kevin has made it to the cabin, so they are bless you. Bless you. They're chilling there. And we're just gonna be home for them. Good morning. It's Saturday morning. My pop socket came yesterday. Not having a pop socket for like 24 hours was scary because I don't know. They say that like pop sockets are very, what is it? Is it Gen Z? Am I Gen Z? I think I'm Gen Z. No, am I millennial? I don't know. Whatever I am. They say that it's very telling that you are that because you use a pop socket. I guess there's like newer, cooler things that the kids are using these days, but I'm a diehard pop socket girly. Anyhow, I got this one. It's like purple and pink. My other one was just straight purple. This is what the other one looked like. So this one's cute, but it definitely has a different feel than my other one. And I don't know if it's just because it's new and like it'll eventually loosen up and not be as like stiff feeling, but quick little pop socket review for you. I'm having my coffee. What does Nico see? Nothing, just running to run. I'm having my coffee and then that was a lot of butter. And then I'm going to fix Luca's breakfast. Can't say it too loud because he knows what it means and he'll come running. Cat's food just dropped. I've got about maybe 2 days left on this coffee creamer, and then I posted a TikTok yesterday, and I don't want to say it went like viral, but it definitely got more traction than previous TikToks I've been posting, and it was about my coffee creamers. So it was rating all of my past coffee creamers I've been making, and everybody wants me to show them how to make the cinnamon roll coffee creamer. So I had, which one did I have on my list for this week? I'm gonna have to, let's see, where is my list for this week? I was gonna make chocolate chip cookie coffee creamer, but I am gonna replace it with the cinnamon roll one for this week because people really wanted the cinnamon roll one out of all of the other previous ones that I've made. So I'll push off the chocolate chip cookie coffee creamer to the following week and make the cinnamon roll one, which I'm not mad about because I love the cinnamon roll coffee creamer. So I'm kind of looking forward to having it again. It's always a delicious one. This butterscotch one, man, it's growing on me. The more butter you let fall in here, the more butterscotch flavor it has. So I definitely want to also remake this one later down the road and really let it cool completely before putting it in the fridge. So hopefully it doesn't solidify like my other one did, the first version of this. So today's plan, my mom said she's going to get here early. We'll kind of see what that means because I don't know what early means to her. I don't know if early means like 9 or 10 a.m. or if it means 11. So I haven't heard from her yet this morning, but she did send me a Facebook post at like 6:30. So I'm pretty sure she's already up. I'm very excited about today. I've got big things I'm manifesting to find. I want to find a peg rack, like a peg shelf. Now, I didn't see any of these in the estate sale photos. So some of the estate sales will do a really good job at uploading photos of everything in the house that's like worthy of a photo to get people to come. One of the houses we're going to has like 300 photos uploaded. Like this house is packed full of stuff. The other house only had like 80 photos uploaded, but I've gone to estate sales before that they didn't upload like some of the really good stuff to the photos. So there's still hope that I can find what's on my list, but I'm looking for the peg shelf. I'm looking for a spice rack. This is making me think of that TikTok. I'm looking for a man in finance. Peg shelf, spice rack. And then cutting boards, but cutting boards I can turn into like charcuterie boards kind of situation, because I think I want that on one wall in the pantry is like those rods with the boards on it. I was gonna do like pots and pans, but my new pots and pans have 2 handles And I was also thinking the pots and pans may scratch up the wall. So I'm thinking the charcuterie boards, like the cutting boards, will be better, which I think I showed you guys my inspiration of what I'm talking about in the last vlog. So those are my 3 main things. Other than that, I'm looking for like a little vintage lamp because I want to put a lamp over in this corner. I come in here and I turn all the lights on. Mornings like this where it's like really dreary outside, I need light because I feel like I cannot see in darkness, like in low light. I don't know if it's like my eyes, my glasses, what. But like midday when I'm just popping in and out of the kitchen, not really cooking or anything in here, I'd like to just have like a lamp to turn on that lights up the kitchen enough, gives it a little homey feel, but isn't the big lights running. So that's also on my list. Not really pantry related, but kitchen related. And then anything else that I find that I just feel drawn to is on my list. What does that mean? I don't know. Anything that gives me a good grandma core feeling. So it's kind of funny. I really feel like I'm honing in on how I want the house to look. And it kind of started with my entertainment center. My entertainment center is kind of full of like knickknacks that I either got from my grandparents or collected myself. It's kind of like older stuff. And I loved the way that turned out. So I'm just kind of want to emulate that through the rest of the house, but yeah. So my other thing is I'm kind of a little not upset that Kevin took his truck to the airport and left it there, but kind of sucks because it's always nice to have a truck on hand when you're going to these, just in case you find a large piece of furniture. I don't have a truck to get it home. So if I do find a large piece of furniture, I don't know what to do because typically they want you to pick up your stuff by the last day of the estate sale, which is usually some days. I think one of the estate sales, the last day is today. So everything should be 50% off if that's how they're running it, like how normal estate sales are ran. And I think on the other one, it's the second to last day. So things may be 25% off. If you see stuff in the photos, go on the first day if you know you want it. But if you're just kind of browsing, have nothing in mind, and just want to take a gander, go on the last day because that's when most of the time companies mark all the stuff down. I also use an app called estatesale.net, and that is what I look all my estate sales up on. You can use like, it pops up like a map, and then you can see how close they are to you. Now, there were none in my vicinity today, so we're traveling back to Jacksonville. But you know, sometimes there are some near me. I also have been checking out Facebook Marketplace to see if there's anything on there. But again, I don't have Kevin's truck, so even if I did find something, I'd have no way of picking it up. All right, I'm gonna make us breakfast because I think he's ready for it. It's about 7:40. It's 9:40. My mom just texted and said that she's on her way. We're still playing. Lucas got about 40 minutes to an hour before he goes down for his nap. We'll see how he's acting. He's walking around this morning, but he's really like wobbly. Yesterday he was doing so good with his balance, and this morning it is quite off. So I'm wondering if once he wakes up from his nap, his balance will be better. I'm not sure, because yesterday morning it was like good after he woke up. But we're just playing with the cats, checking him out. He likes to crawl, step in and out of my dough bowl. It's so hard for me to say, dough bowl. And then he likes to sit in it, stand in it, and then jump out of it. So yeah. Probably once my mom gets here, we may put Luca down, and then I'll take my shower real quick. We may maybe watch a little Bridgerton, and then have lunch, and then head out for the day. I've got a new toy to bring with us. So when Luke is starting to kind of get a little cranky, I can whip that out and give that to him. The only thing I don't like about the toy is that it doesn't have an on-off button. So I'm hoping it won't just randomly go off in the car, because then he's going to be like, what is that? Is that my toy? Can I have it? So we'll see, but I may have to give it to him early if it keeps going off. It's the viral like baby Stanley that teaches you your ABCs and stuff. So what are you looking for? Come here. Do you want your water? You want your makeup? He's been pulling the makeup top off and then putting it back on. He's getting so good with his hand-eye coordination. Your finger can go in there. That's super cool. Super cool. You showing him your makeup? Wow. Okay, we gotta get down now. She's here. Luca's down for his nap. We are at the first estate sale. Quite a little whiles away from us, but made it here. Luca's been great the whole time. Mom's with me. And we're gonna go inside and check it out and hopefully find some good stuff.
It had no price on it, she said 10, but I don't know.
Still all kinds of things.
Oh, okay, somebody just wanted to buy it, and it was 30%. They changed their mind, so.
Not so good.
Boy, that came on easy.
We've got Papa. Oh, wait, what did she say? Kelly sent me something else.
Well, with-
Hey. Okay, go over to where my schedule is. So I'm
Thank you. That was a big old bust. Looked like 90% of it had been picked over. Nothing good was left. What do you think? Say that sucks. I still have a whole day left too. So anyhow, now we're going to the other one and update you guys when we get there. All right, next house. Hoping this one's better. We'll see. 50% off. That's kind of cute. Oh, well, it's half off today.
Yeah.
Okay. Say beep beep. Beep 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 beep. It's a weird room. Oh, it's like a, I don't even know. It's a weird room.
Is there a porch? I'm like, where, did I miss the kitchen? Where's the kitchen?
I think it's all the way to the left.
My papers.
There's There's bedrooms everywhere.
Well, he started counting after y'all got married. He started counting after y'all got married. The whole friendship thing changed.
Looking all around.
This house is very weird. All of the estate sales we've been to today, we've been to 2, have been, I mean, this is the last day for this one. So I was expecting a lot to be gone, but like all of the furniture, except like 2 beds have been bought. And I'm looking for, this tub that I saw online that I thought was really weird and wild, but so far I haven't found it. This house is huge. What do you think? You just like looking at all the light fixtures?
Yeah, it's cheesy.
It's kind of weird because that bed doesn't, oh, a laundry chute. Wait, but the laundry's up here. So what are you shooting down? Down. Down.
That's what I thought I said.
Down.
I like it. I like it.
You have to go to a bedroom to get to the other bedroom.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
That ain't weird. Oh, this must be your bathroom.
No, this isn't it. It looked like this, but there it is. Found it. Wow, wow.
This was bougie back in the day. Wow.
Fireplace next to the tub. Oh, and I guess you could open these to look down into the rest of the house. Wow.
It's a very weird house. Very strange.
This was an entertainer's bedroom, you know?
Swingers.
And then like a porch.
I love it though. It's crazy in the best way. But the weirdest way. Bathtub in your bedroom?
To redeem ourselves, we came to Goodwill. Because I'm like, I have to find something. I didn't end up getting the cast iron pot thing because we have 2 of them already. It was in really good condition, but there's no price on it. And the people when we walked in were not very friendly. So I also wasn't sure who the hell was running it because there was no one sitting at the table. But there was like a bunch of people sitting at a dining room table, which you guys might have saw. And then there looked like there was a realtor there trying to sell the house. That house was weird. That house was swingers.
Yeah, was it like
Like a party house from the 80s.
Didn't they have a price on it for the estate sale? Wasn't it a little over $1 million?
Yeah,
or
it was
something?
1,100,000
Which is really cheap
for the water.
for the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we're
And it
gonna
had a nice dog.
go into Goodwill. We'll see how long Luca lasts. It's coming up on his
He's
mom.
been so good. Just singing and clapping his hands.
So, all right, let's go see if we can find any treasures. All right, so Luca's having a little snack. We're in the parking lot of Goodwill. We just got out and didn't find anything except one thing, which was a linkable. Anyhow, I see all the moms in the moms group talk about how much they love their Linkables, and it was a green tag. It was $2.99, so I paid $1.98 for it or something.
With tax.
Yeah, after tax. So I'm excited. It's the penguin. Hopefully it works. I figured for like $2. If it doesn't work, that'll be fine. But I'm hoping it works. It looks decently clean. Just has some scuffs on its face. You showing them your snacks? Yeah. So next we're gonna go to one other little like thrift store, and then we're gonna head back. That way I can cook us dinner and everything. You having the best time? Been pretty good today.
Beep, beep.
Beep beep. You driving?
Tell them bye-bye. That's right. Bye-bye-bye.
Honestly, I kind of like that chair. We're having much better luck here already, huh? Silly. That's silly. Huh. Silly. Another bust, absolutely nothing, and this one was a good one usually, so it's like everywhere's picked over, no one's got anything good, so we're gonna head back to the house and cook dinner. All right, so I was gonna make chicken and dumplings for dinner tonight, but I didn't realize that the chicken needed to be cooked, and I had talked to my mom earlier about, we were talking about pizza or something, and then I said, oh, I was telling her about something, and then it led to, look at my hair. It led to her asking if I've had Little Caesars, and I was like, no, if we're craving pizza, I just make it. And then I was like, I make the crust and everything, and she was like, oh, that sounds delicious. Maybe we can make one tomorrow. And then I was like, you know what? I'm already cooking the chicken in the oven, and the pizza crust I think is way quicker to make than this chicken and dumplings. So I'm baking that off real quick. Got the crust in the oven currently. Once the crust comes out, then I'm gonna put Luca down while the crust cools. Then I'll top the crust, bake it again with our toppings, and then we're gonna have dinner, late dinner, and then we're gonna watch Bridgerton all night long. Oh, and his linkable works. So super excited about that. It had some scuffs on the face, but I was able to clean it off with a magic eraser, and then I just washed the whole thing down with soap. So very happy with that find. At least we got something for Lou today. He is exhausted because he only took like an hour and 10-minute nap today, and then we've been out running ever since he woke up. So, but I'm afraid if I put him down too early, he'll wake up early because he only tends to sleep like 11.5 hours throughout the night. So I don't want him waking up at 6. So we're trying to push his limits and see if we can keep him up a little bit longer. But as soon as the crust comes out, like I said, I'm gonna try to get him down. It'll probably take him a little while to fall asleep, but maybe not. Crust has like 2 minutes left, but it's a little thicker than I normally make it. I couldn't get it super thin today. But my mom's gonna have some different stuff on her pizza. So I'm making a chicken bacon ranch pizza, but she's gonna put baby tomatoes and jalapenos on her side. Right now she's running around with Luca.
Now I know why 55-year-olds don't have babies. Because you're wearing us out. You wear us out. You wear us out.
He looks huge. Is that what it looks like when I carry him? Your side's the back side, if you can tell. I can't tell. Nice ladder. Really nice top. I love that.
That's nice.
So you can go on your run. If you guys have any questions, just give me a call.
All right, good morning. Well, good afternoon. It is 2 p.m. on Sunday, and my mom and I came over to Jacksonville again. We wanted to go to an antique store that her friend works at. It's actually open on Sundays, so we headed this way, and I was like, you know what, let me see if there's any estate sales on the way that like didn't pop up yesterday that I didn't see. And I saw this house, and I was like, you know, Not a lot of estate sales go on Sundays, so let's check it out. So we headed over and I got a whole trash bag full of things. So yesterday we brought like not disposable, but reusable bags, because we were manifesting we were going to find so much we were going to need reusable bags. Well, today we forgot them in my house and could have used them. So because we were just like, you know, we're not going to find anything, yesterday was a bust. I actually found a decent amount of stuff. I think I spent like 30 bucks and I got, like I said, like half a trash bag full of like kitchen stuff, like exciting kitchen stuff. So I'll have to show that to you when we get back. But my mom went to go ask about some pots. I don't know where she's going to put them if she ends up buying them, because the back we have Luca's tricycle with us, so I can push him around the antique store with that. And we've got her dog's stroller in the back too. So not really sure where these pots are about to go if she ends up buying them, but I have a feeling she may end up getting them, because the lady is bartering on everything pretty much. If, you know, if you want it, she's willing to work on a deal with you. Oh no, there's a man, an old man coming up next to me. Please don't look over to my baby. Oh, here comes my mom running back to the car. Let's see what she says.
Okay, so the one leaning down is going with the house.
Okay.
Don't do that. And the other one they want 10 for, which I can go to Burlington and they're just about that
The same
price. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
And it's brand new,
So we're about to head over to the antique store and see if we can find anything there. But so far, we're having a way better day today than we did yesterday. And I told him it's because we left the bags at home.
Quit.
Beep, beep. Oh my God. Can you say beep, beep? Oh, who's that? Doot, doot, doot.
Did you say beep beep?
Doot, doot,
Beep
doot.
beep. Beep beep.
It's like I'm busy jumping.
I'm driving. Oh, are you jumping like a kangaroo?
Kangaroo.
Kangaroo?
That rolling pin, but it's 16.
Okay, so I like this bed, minus I don't like the grapes. I actually hate the grapes. But the bed's not horrible minus the grapes. Kind of like the knobbies, the knobby look. This place has some good furniture. Kind of like this. I know.
Where's it broken at?
The top right here, completely cracked.
Oh, dang. There's another one. If you back up,
I like this spice box. I also like this little cabinet thing.
Alright,
I
back
really
up
like the
right
spice
here.
box thing.
Cute, right?
Alright. So, here's what I got. I got this bowl. Man said that his dad made it. It's just a wood bowl. I'll figure out something for it. Mom was like, it's too cute to leave. I got this glass jar. It is Anchor, $2.50. I think the bowl was also $2.50. I got this glass jar, which is, just says durable heat resistant, but it has a lid that clips on and off. Been looking for more glass jars. I got this for bananas.
I'm not sure that's gonna hold a banana.
Why?
Because bananas are heavy and that's thin.
I'm gonna try. And it holds them.
Stop it. Yay!
Honestly, it was probably made to hold that thing you got.
Oh, could have been, yeah.
So anyhow, got this, saw this last minute. I got this bowl. And I probably won't use it in the oven. It says it's oven proof, but it's just like a cottage core looking bowl.
I love the inside of it. It's all cracked.
Yeah, I'll put this in our pantry once I find what I want to do with the pantry. I got this, which is called Visions Heat and Eat. Cover for refrigerator, freezer, and microwave use. Do not use cover in conventional oven, dishwasher top rack. Oh, it's a Corning.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's a, oh, I didn't realize it's amber glass. It matches all that other amber glass that I have.
I like that.
But it comes with a nice lid. So these were my 3 glass containers that I got from her pantry. Then, oh, that's right. Then I got this, which is like stoneware. It's gonna be nice for like small casseroles and stuff.
It was half off that, so $2.50.
Yeah, it was $2.50. And then it was nested in a bigger one. So I got the bigger one too, because I thought these would also look cute in the pantry, like stacked in each other.
Put them in the oven and bake them.
Yeah, these will be good for baking too. So I got those too. And then I think that was it. Oh, nope. And then I got these 2 candlesticks, which I have no idea how much she charged me for these because they didn't have a price on them and I'm not sure. But
They may have just used them.
they may have. I thought they were a nice color, and I think I want to eventually use these in our room when we decorate our room with some of our brass candlestick holders. So those were my finds from today from that estate sale that we somehow missed yesterday. Good morning. It's Monday. Feels, I don't even know what it feels like. It doesn't really feel like Monday. Today's gonna be weird and wacky. So Kevin's on his second plane. They're about to depart Atlanta and head back to Jacksonville, and then he'll come home last night. So yesterday, I feel like I didn't film as much as I wanted to this weekend with my mom. It's really hard to film when you're keeping a toddler alive and trying to keep them happy while you're shopping. My main thing is like, I tried to keep him as happy as I can because I don't want to annoy anybody else, which I know I should have a like I don't care mentality, but I very much do care. So when we were like in the houses at the estate sales, I was like singing to him and just like asking him questions and like keeping him entertained while I was looking at stuff. So it was hard for me to do that and film and hold him. I had the tush baby, but he still was like real wiggly this weekend. So he did super, super well. He like was so good this weekend for me. And I really think that like getting out of the house and doing something different was good for him. So it was good for me too. So needless to say, yesterday we went to a like antique mall where hundreds of people, maybe 100 or more, 150 people have like booths. And I was looking, they had a lot of furniture, which I was able to show you guys some of the furniture that I saw, but not everything that I saw. I tried to film as much as I could that was like memorable and like my vibe that I wanted to show you. And there were a few things that I was like, I like it, but it's not like it, you know? It gives the essence of what I'm looking for, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for. So I didn't buy it, which I'm very proud of myself because I have FOMO. But I got on Facebook Marketplace last night, getting ready for bed, and I was looking at stuff that I've previously liked on Facebook Marketplace. Now, jumping back to looking at the antique mall, a lot of the furniture there was a couple pieces of furniture that I did like Hutch wise, but hated the price. Over $1,000. There was a really nice Hutch that I liked. Oh, I think I showed it to you guys. and it the top was broken, but it was definitely too big for our pantry. And then there was a bed that I liked, but the bed had like a weird grape on it, and I couldn't understand what the grape meant, and I didn't like the grape. I wasn't in love with the bed, but I liked the bed. And I don't want to like settle for something, but it was getting there. It was like, it was the vibe. So now fast forward to me on Facebook Marketplace last night, re-looking at things that I've previously liked that's for sale by other people around me. And I was going back through the things. I have a couple Hutches on there. The lady, that one Hutch that I showed you guys like last week or the week before last, that was like close to $600. She dropped the price on it, and now I think it's like $400, which is better, but the Hutch is still, or that buffet is still too big for our pantry, which sucks because I really, really like it. But I think I'm just gonna give Luca this whole banana. So I came across this other Hutch that I had liked, and I was looking at it, and it was giving the vibes of the ones that I was seeing in the antique mall yesterday. And I looked at the price, and they had dropped it from $200 to $125. And I was like, man, this is going to be the place to get the furniture, because they aren't antique mall prices. They're regular people prices. So I messaged the person, and I was like, hey, is there a possibility that I can come and get the Hutch tomorrow? And they were like, I'll be home after 2. And I was like, all right. So on top of everything that I have to do today, because I've got to prep for the week, I have to clean, which really I just have to mop. Kept the house pretty clean this weekend, but on top of like the meal preps and stuff that I have to do, which isn't too much. I just need to make our breakfast for the week, and I need to make my coffee creamer for the week. And then for dinner, we're gonna make hamburger green bean casserole. So I don't think that's gonna take super long, and it should be easy. We're also going like an hour and a half away or so to go pick up this Hutch, because it's not close, but I do like it. It's also 2 pieces, which I really like, because if I end up getting it and I'm like, you know, the Hutch piece part just isn't doing it for me, we can take that off and replace it with shelving later down the road, or a beautiful spice rack later down the road. So that's kind of what sold me on it, the 2-piece thing. So come along on the adventure with us to go pick up a Hutch in a little bit. Kevin will be home probably within the next, what time is it? 7:45. He should be home by 9:30, 9:45, so about 2 hours. And I've got some stuff to make today. Finished my creamer this morning. It was delicious. Grew on me more and more as I drank it. So I'm glad that I read the instructions for these muffins, because 3 of the ingredients have to be room temperature. These muffins also take 8 eggs. Which seems like a lot of eggs. I don't know how many muffins this makes, y'all. I may be making like muffins for a family of 20, because this takes 2.5 cups of almond flour, 2 1/4 cups of sugar substitute, 2 cups frozen blueberries. Then if you skip down, 8 eggs, 8 ounces of cream cheese, and 1/2 cup of butter. So I've got all of my stuff here coming to room temperature. So hopefully, like, by the time that Kevin gets here, it'll be room temperature. I can knock out the muffins, I can knock out my creamer, and then we can just hang out till it's time to go pick up the piece of furniture, which is so exciting. Hopefully Luca will be okie dokie today too. I'm manifesting he's gonna be great like he has been. So, there's Dada. 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 Are you excited? He's like, yes, but my tunes are also on, Mom. Look at these shrink when they come out. All right, I've gotten my shower and I was trying to make some TikToks, but I'm trying to put macaroni in glass jars and it's very loud. So Luke is down for his first nap and I'm trying to let him kind of sleep as long as he wants to. Oh shit, it's already noon. I told the guy with the Hutch, did I ever tell you guys what ended up happening with that? So I told you that he told me that he had an appointment at 2 p.m. and I was like, what the hell? You literally told me last night that we were meeting at 2 p.m. He had texted the wrong person and he was trying to tell someone else that he was meeting with me at 2 p.m. that they were gonna have to do something tomorrow instead of today. And so anyhow, the confusion. He ended up figuring out after we talked for a little bit and me being like, tomorrow's not gonna work and like all this stuff, he ended up figuring out that he had texted the wrong person. So still on for 2 p.m. But that means that Luca needs to wake up within like 30-ish minutes so we can do lunch and then get on the road by like 1. So I'm gonna have a muffin. I'm gonna try them out. It didn't end up making 24. It made 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21. These are more like egg muffins. They're very eggy. They're very like light and fluffy. So they're very good. They're definitely like super moist. They remind me a lot of the chocolate muffins. I think the boys are gonna like these. Just picked up the Hutch. Now we got to travel back home with it. Did I mention we had to go to another state?
Good job. Good job.
Well, she's here and I love her. She's much bigger than I thought it was going to be, which is exciting. But yeah, this is gonna be her home until the floors get ripped out in the pantry. I'm about to mop and then spend some time with Kevin tonight. And then tomorrow is another day. Good morning, it is Tuesday, and I'm just having my coffee. Y'all, so yesterday we went and we got the Hutch, right? And I don't really think that I like talked much to you guys. Yesterday was just like so slam packed. I feel like I didn't actually realize how far away the Hutch was. I thought it was like an hour, but it ended up being like close to an hour and a half one way. So then when we got there, the guy didn't have the hutch pulled out. We got to the house and it was like in this area where, I don't know, it was confusing because I'm not sure if people had already lived in this like house thing, because it was like attached to other houses. It was like two houses, two very tall houses attached to each other, and like townhomes, I guess, but they were on the water and they were in a little gated community. I'm not really sure. But we get there and the garage is like the bottom floor. You have to like walk upstairs to get into the house, which would start at the second floor. And so I'm like hoping that it's in the garage, and he comes down the stairs as we pull in and he's like, hey, sorry, I didn't realize that it's buried in the garage. And I was like, sick. So Kevin had to like help him move furniture out of the way of this hutch. What it seemed like to me was that maybe this guy was like a landlord, and like kicked people out, and then in kicking people out, they just left all their shit and he's like selling it off for cheap. Because some of the furniture that they were pulling out was just like kind of random, but they finally bring the hutch pieces out and Kevin and the guy are like kind of struggling to carry them. So I'm like, oh no, what are we gonna do when we get it back to the house and it's just me and Kevin? Because I thought the hutch being in two pieces was gonna make it easier, lighter, you know, all of that jazz. And the other thing is I couldn't really tell a date or how old the hutch was. I was hoping it was antique, but there was a possibility that it could be like a reproduction. So they get it loaded in the back of Kevin's truck, and thankfully the two pieces worked out perfectly because Kevin was able to just strap it in and we were able to leave. It wasn't anything that we had to like lay down because it was one big piece or anything like that. So very happy it came in two pieces. Then we started the travel back home. We get home, it's like 4:30. We left the house at like a little before 1. So I start dinner, Kevin brings the hutch in and he's like, where are we gonna put it? And I'm like, oh, well, in the dining room, we had this little like bench that we just keep moving around. And I'm like, I'll move the bench, put the bench back in our bedroom again, because that's where we throw it. And I'm like, we'll just put the hutch there because they're coming to do our flooring July 12th. So it'll stay here until that room is done, and then we'll move it in there after we patch the holes in the wall and repaint in there. But I also want to make sure that like I know exactly what I want in there before we move it, because it's not something that is easy to move. So our pantry, I don't know why, I always get very excited about stuff and I'm like, oh, I can knock this whole pantry out in like a weekend. I think it's gonna take way longer than that, because I'm having issues finding things that I wanted. But I'm trying to figure out if I want to wallpaper the back wall, if I want to do some kind of focal point behind the hutch, because the other thing is he gave the dimensions of the hutch and all I knew is that it would fit in our pantry. I didn't realize how beefy and chunky it is, which I love because it's going to hold so much stuff. They actually brought the topper piece out first and they had it sideways, and I saw the depth of the topper piece and I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to put much in that, thinking it was the bottom piece. But the bottom piece is like double or more the depth of the topper. But back to it. It is old. It's, oh no. It is old. If you look at it, it's got like the nails that hold all this stuff together, and then the like tops are grinded down to the wood. And yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I cleaned it last night. Got it all. The only thing that I didn't clean is the very top of the topper piece, because I couldn't reach it even in a chair. I need like a ladder. But what was I getting to? Other than like, I need to figure out more what I want to do with the pantry. Still have a couple weekends to possibly hit up some estate sales. Now I'm just kind of looking for the stuff that I posted on TikTok, which is like the cutting boards and anything else that's like apothecary. I don't know if I told you guys that I figured out that my vibe for the pantry is not farmhouse, which I thought it was. It's apothecary. So I'm very excited that I've figured out, because like, I'm like, yes, it's kind of farmhousey, like I'm putting everything in jars and organizing it, but it's not the photos that I'm seeing that are farmhouse pantries. It's not, they're not speaking to me. And then I was scrolling, and then this one apothecary photo popped up, and I was like, that is what it is. And I clicked on it, and it was like apothecary aesthetic, and I was like, that is me. So anyhow, I'm so super excited. Like, I am just loving looking at it out here. I'm almost like, not that I want to keep it out here, because I feel like it's a lot of bulky furniture. But I am going to enjoy the time that it is out here. And then once we move that into the pantry, I may keep my pantry door open just so I can see it. The reason that we kept our pantry door closed now, which I could open it now, but the reason we keep it closed is because Tara, which is our oldest cat, loves plastic. She goes in there and she chews on plastic bags. And before I started putting everything in mason jars, I had stuff in plastic bags if it didn't come in a resealable bag and all of that. And she would find those and chew on the corners. So I was like, to keep her out of there, I'm just gonna shut the door. But once that goes in there, that bad boy may be staying open so I can just like peek in as I'm walking by. So today, let me look. I don't think I have much to do. I definitely want to make bread today. Let's see. Oh shit, I was supposed to start my meal plan yesterday and make recipe cards today. Uh-oh. Oh. All right. Yeah, so I want to make bread today. And then other than that, I don't really have much. Oh no. Other than that, I don't have much to do, but I'm gonna start his breakfast. All right, so we've just been playing all morning. I posted this on my TikTok, but I'm also gonna ask you guys here because I don't know how many people are actually gonna see. I've never posted a story on TikTok, so I'm not sure if it only goes out to mutual friends or if it goes out into the universe everywhere. So anyhow, I'm curious, has anybody ordered from Halara? So I saw these stupid targeted Facebook ads and Instagram ads because, oh, I know. I'm gonna put you on my stand while I talk to you about this because my bread's about to come out from 2 hours of resting, and then I need to knead it and put it on the thing so I can bake it. But so I like kept looking at this Halara jumpsuit over and over and over again, and I was like, it looks really comfy. I really want some more just like comfy one-piece jumpsuits to wear, but I looked on Shein, I looked on Temu, and I wasn't really finding any that I was like, yes. And then I think because I was looking on both of those, the like algorithm of whatever is watching me was like, oh, I bet she would like Halara. So I get targeted all these Halara ads for this one specific jumpsuit, and I keep seeing it and I'm like, dang, that is really cute. Like the back of it is really cute. The front of it's kind of plain, but like the back is what sold me. So I go to the website and I look at it and it's like $40. And I'm like, that is like very out of my price range. I was looking for like 20 to me is expensive, but I was like, you know what? I really like it. I'm gonna treat myself and I'm gonna get it. I also got a skirt from them because it was like if you add $9 more to the order, you get free shipping or something, and the skirt was on sale. So I got this like mid-length knitted skirt too that I can pair with just like graphic tees and stuff. So the skirt said that it could ship immediately, but that the jumpsuit was on not back order, but like it was something that you had to like wait for them to order, that it like wasn't in stock. I'm not really sure how they phrased it, but they were like, it's gonna take like, they told me 3 weeks. They told me it was gonna take 3 weeks to ship out. I wanted to check and see how much time I had left. So, on my bread. So, it was supposed to ship out yesterday. And in my head, I was like, this morning, I was like, I should have got a notification that it was like shipping or something. So I checked this morning and it still says like estimated shipping and then gave yesterday's date. So then, weirdly enough, I get an email this morning and it's from Halara. And it's like, hey, we just wanted to let you know that like it's taking longer than we thought. So like we're doing our best, but it may be like at least another week. And I'm like, am I getting got by this company? I had never heard of them before all these targeted ads. And I'm just wondering, like, has anybody else successfully ordered something from Halara? It didn't take forever. They liked the quality of it and they felt like the price was worth it, because this waiting a month, this is longer than like Temu. And it's like 4 times the price of Temu. So I'm hoping it's not like a, like a ghost store where they're like getting items from Temu and then calling themselves Halara and then marking it up 400% and then selling it. So I'll let you know when I get the email that it's shipped, and then I'll let you know when I receive it and we can look over the quality of it. But I probably don't think I'm ever going to order from them again, because I'm impatient and this is ridiculous. It's taking too long. All right, Luca just woke up from his nap. He only took an hour nap, which like barely an hour nap, which isn't great. He'll definitely probably go down for a second nap today because that's atrocious. He's gonna be so tired, but my bread is out. It's been cooling since right before he went down for a nap. It's still warm. I don't know if I told you guys this. I feel like I keep saying that over and over. He's been on like a kick where he just doesn't want to eat. Like, he eats great breakfast, very loving breakfast right now. He's always loved breakfast. But then throughout the day, it dwindles down. Lunch, he does so-so with, and then dinner, he just like is so picky. Even his comfort foods, he will not eat. And I saw a couple people in my mom's group also mention that their kids are going through this right now. So I don't know if it's just like a time where they become picky or what, but like he loves blueberries, won't even touch the blueberries. And at first I was like, maybe they're not good. They are good. So I'm not quite sure what to do. I just keep making his comfort foods over and over again that I know he'll eat for me. So I'm probably gonna make him a grilled cheese for lunch because he loves grilled cheese right now. And then I'm gonna have to figure out like some kind of side to go with it. Yeah, so I'm struggling trying to feed this kid. Able to get my meal plan put together for this coming week. Couple repeats, couple new recipes, kind of 50-50 peppered in there, I think. And yeah, tonight I'm gonna make chicken and dumplings, which I was gonna make while my mom was here, but then we just ended up eating leftovers because it was easier. And why make stuff when you have pre-made stuff already in the fridge that needs to be eaten, you know? All right, so I pulled out all of my food compost and I'm going to let it thaw a little bit. And then during Luca's second nap, which I think he's gonna take here soon, it's 2:30, maybe at like 3, I'll take him out there. Maybe at like 3, I'll try to put him down. And then I'm gonna go add this food to the compost. So the first time that we set up the compost, we didn't have enough green, like enough food, and it was not getting hot enough to like do anything. So I'm about to let this thaw and then go work on the compost once I put him down for a nap. Okay, so I put Luca down for his second nap, and it took him about, I don't know, 13 minutes to fall asleep. And I went out and I did the compost, added all of our stuff to it. So now I'll wait a few days, go out and check it, see how it's doing. Hopefully this time it takes off and it does better than this last time. But other than that, I am just going to rest while Luca takes his second nap. I'm trying to think. I'm all caught up on Bridgerton, finished that. Watched the season finale of The Perfect Match, finished that. So I think there is something that I want to see if I can get on my TV, but I don't know if I can. But it's the new like Gypsy Rose documentary thing on Lifetime. I'm not sure if I'll be able to pull it up and find it because I don't have like cable. So like look in the app store and see if I can find it. But if not, I have other things I can do. I need to make my recipe cards for sure. Wednesday, and Lou and I are just hanging out this morning. He's already had breakfast. Now he's having a little boob. As for the pantry, I have now understood that this is going to be a process. It's going to take a while to finish. Like I said, I'm a very impatient person, and when I think about wanting to do something, I want to get it done within like weeks max. But I'm going to try to slow down. I'm going to try to enjoy life. I'm going to try to like enjoy finding things and like picking things and curating it exactly how I want. And that way I don't rush into anything and hopefully love it even more, which is hard for me. All right, I got my shower and laminated all of my recipes for next week. I just made my master grocery list and did the dishes. I filmed, I think, one TikTok and then uploaded to TikTok. And now Luca is awake. I swear to God, this hour goes by so quickly. So I actually just kind of let Luca lay in his bed for like 20 minutes after he woke up, and he ended up going back to sleep. So I could tell that he kind of like kept laying his head down and kept trying to get comfortable. So I was like, let me give him some time, see if he can put himself back to sleep for a longer nap, and he did. So he's been sleeping for I think almost another hour, which is good, or another 40 minutes, because his first nap I thought was an hour, but it was only 50 minutes. So anyhow, he should be waking up here soon. And I pulled out his pizza puffs that I made him the week before last to thaw, and some of the spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to do that for him for lunch today and see if he's interested in eating that, because like I said, he's just been having a really tough time eating. I gave him some of the new blueberry muffins this morning and he was not interested in them at all. So all he ate this morning was his half of a banana and his sausage patty. I'm like hoping he's not starting to get picky, but he's definitely starting to form opinions. Bless. It seems like he is excited about eating this. Where's Luca? Where's Luca? Oh, peekaboo! Oh, peekaboo! Peekaboo! All right, here it is all cooked up. I cut one in half for Luca and gave him, he's very unsure about it, but he loves it if he would just try it. I put mine on a piece of bread with some mustard. Let's give it a try. Luca's thinking about it. Oh, goodness, it's got cheese in it. Kevin picked these out last week because they were on sale at Publix, and I was like, what can I do with them? And then I saw this recipe on Pinterest and I was like, I bet that would be delicious. So good. Good morning. Don't know what's going on with my voice. It is Thursday. It's Grandma Day. I have just like not been on my game lately this week. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like forgetting to check my to-do list before I go to bed at night. And like last night I forgot to take out meat for today. And I also forgot that I like to do my crock pot recipe on the days that the grandmas come, so I don't have to do anything while they're here. And today I'm actually cooking lunch. I'm gonna make the chili cheese dog casserole for them because they haven't had it before. And last week my grandma had mentioned something about the orange tree, and I know that I talked about the orange tree before. I don't know if it's something that's just in Jacksonville or if it's something that's like in other states or cities too. But it's a very, very delicious hot dog place. And I was like, I make a dupe, and so I was like, let me make it for you for lunch because we've been having sandwiches a lot, and I'm just kind of like want to spice it up a little. So that's what I'm making us today for lunch. They're gonna bring the hot dog buns, and I'm excited because I haven't actually had the hot dog chili cheese dog. I haven't had the chili cheese dog in a hot dog bun yet. I usually throw it on my bread and call it a day because I'm like, I'm not gonna buy hot dog buns for just me because I won't eat them all. And I make bread. Nope, don't touch that. I make bread, so one day maybe I'll make hot dog buns. I think they're easy. But anyhow, Luca's playing with his truck right now. We had an okay breakfast morning for him. Did I tell you guys that he hates the blueberry muffins? Of course. So me and Kevin have been eating the blueberry muffins. We love them. But he's been just very hard to feed lately. he's not interested in his favorite foods anymore. It's like, I don't know if his taste buds are changing or he's just becoming like more picky with what he wants to eat. Not sure, but his safe foods right now are apples and bananas. So this morning I made him his banana waffles, and he still loved those, thank God. So one banana makes about 5 or 6 small waffles. So he ate like 2.5 waffles this morning. They're small. They're the little like Dash waffle maker waffles. So they are very small, but he was able to eat those. And then he ate his little breakfast patty and some Cheerios. I steamed him some apples because, like I said, apples are one of his favorite things right now. So we're waiting for those to cool. Then I'll add the cinnamon to them and pop those in the fridge. He'll have some of those for lunch and probably another pizza puff. Hopefully he's still loving pizza puffs. But other than that, that's kind of what the Thursday's looking like today. All right, so I took a shower and I got ready for the day. I just put together our grocery list for Publix. Luca is stirring because he went down for his nap a little earlier than normal. But our lunch is in the oven and my family should be getting here any minute now. So dinner's in the crock pot, you know, having a good day. My mom and grandma just left. Our chicken is done. Our broccoli is going in to be roasted. And then it'll be done in like 13 minutes, I think. 14 minutes.
You hungry?
All right.
Are you hungry?